No, I haven't been wearing the same outfit for a week. I just am being productive and recording all my videos in one take. Hey, it's Liz, and it is Monday, and we've been friends for a while, right? We know each other pretty well, yeah? So I can, tell you stuff without fear of judgment or shaming. I mean, you can still judge and shame me, it's just, I don't have to be afraid of it. Well, today is finally going to be the day that I confess to you guys my ultimate OTP. Now, if you're not really down with the fandom lingo, let me break it down. An OTP is a one true pairing, which is basically the one relationship that you hope more than anything else succeeds. This relationship you pretty much prize above your own life. It is the most important thing to you when it comes to a fandom. And usually when people say that they have an OTP, they either mean that it is one of the many true pairings that they have, or they mean, in this specific fandom, I really ship this one relationship. But they may have an OTP for every fandom that they're in. But when I say I'm going to tell you my ultimate OTP, I mean I'm going to tell you my one true pairing. The ship I would die for. The ship I would do anything to see canon in just one paragraph of this freaking book series. Y'all know the one. Is it my history dads, Hamilton and Lawrence? Is it my science dad and soft dad, Logan and Patton? Is it my YouTube dads, Dan and... Oh my god, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that. Why? It's weird. Just, don't. Stop. Ah. Well, anyways, the answer is no. It's not even my science babies Fitzsimmons. My ultimate ship is Blitzstone. Blitzstone is the ship name for Hearthstone and Blitzen, the elfin dwarf from the Magnus Chase series by Rick Riordan, which is also, coincidentally, my all-time favorite book series. And I love them. I love them. I think that their ship is maybe one of the purest things I have ever had the privilege to stumble upon. I mean, firstly, I'm weak for Hearth, and if you know me, you know this. I have literally cried through some of the harder parts of the books for him so hard that I couldn't read anymore because I couldn't see anymore. That is how much I love him. I have an almost equal amount of love for Blitz, and these two, but then you put them together, and it's just such a good ship. I mean, when you get into the book series, it's opening with the joke that they are Magnus's parents while he's living on the streets because they take care of him so much. As you read on, you come to see that they are so affectionate with each other. And don't get me wrong, I stan the heck out of affectionate friendships. I really do. But there's just so much love here that, in my heart, I can't help it. I gotta ship it. Some people think that the third book, at least, solidifies that there was implied canon between the two. Others believe that there is no implied canon, and they're mad about it. And other people don't understand why it's shipped anyways. All of these points of view are valid, and I am not here to start a fight, so please don't come for me. I'm just telling you my personal OTP. But what is it about them? Why do I love them so much? Simple. They fit all of the tropes that I love. I'm so weak for certain relationship things and those imagine your OTP and all that stuff. And I could talk about that for days, but we don't have days. We have, 7 to 15 minutes ideally. So we're gonna break it down to 5 of my favorite tropes. Number 1, height differences. That's right, I am weak for height differences. I love writing relationships that have height differences. I love being in relationships that have height differences. That's it. That's the trope. But obviously, a ship between an elf and a dwarf is gonna have a height difference because elves are really tall and dwarves are not so tall. And so it works. It's perfect and I love it. Number 2. So much affection. I'm not really sure if this is like a trope per se or just like things that should happen more in relationships that happen in a lot of like Imagine Your OTP, but like they're so affectionate and loving with each other. So even if they are just friends, they're like really great friends and that's really rad, you know? I'm weak for that. Number 3, overcoming a language barrier. Any love story where that happens, where they start liking each other, but the problem is they only understand like a third of what the other person is saying. Blitzstone has that whole overcoming a language barrier. Because Hearth is deaf, Blitz, we can infer, went out of his way to learn ASL to communicate with him. And that, it's incredible. It's incredible, okay? I love that, especially since technically Hearth can read lips. But it's not right to assume that, you know, you shouldn't make that kind of accommodation for someone. Like, it's not the disabled person's place to make accommodations for you. You should be able to switch to sign if someone can't hear you. Or, you know, like, this is just basic decency that not everyone does, especially if they found out that Hearth could read lips, because then it's very one-sided, you know? But by learning sign, now they have a conversation, and it's a connection, and he did it because he wanted to be able to communicate with this elf that fell into the dwarf world. It doesn't get cuter than that, man! Number 4, they met by one saving the other. Come on! Who doesn't love a ship that starts out with one of them saving the other's life? What happened, basically, if you don't know, Hearth ran away from home and was practicing magic and kind of stumbled into I don't know, into Svartalfheim. Bonus 2 names, one that I can pronounce. He fell into Blitz's world and Blitz found him, but elves can't survive in Nidavellir because it's very dark, because dwarves can't survive in the light. So when he gets there, he's already drained from the magic, but on top of that, he can't refuel because there's no sunlight. So Blitz takes him in and nurses him back to health, and that's how they met. That's how they met! That's how they met! And if that's not the cutest thing ever, then I don't know what is. I keep saying that about literally everything, but like, listen, I stand. But that brings me into number 5, their yin-yang dynamic. You know the saying opposites attract, and how that's not always true, and sometimes when people try to follow it, it ends up being the hate to love type of thing, which is not a great trope at all, but there's a difference between contradicting personalities and complementary personalities. They have complementary personalities. There are some places where there's no way for them to like be together conceivably in their world. Like, you'd think an elf and a dwarf, that doesn't make sense, because elves can't survive without light and dwarves can't survive with it. So how are they going to exist in the same physical space? Spoiler alert, they do it all the time. Blitz has made accommodations to make sure that when Hearth is in his home, he has a place to recharge and, you know, in a way that an elf needs to. And when he leaves and goes with them to, whether it be Midgard or to Alfheim, the few times that they have gone to Alfheim, he has, you know, risked turning into stone, but has worn, you know, protective covering to keep himself from touching the sun, just so that they can go on quests together and be together and have their friendship. Like, I love that. Their personalities just go together so well, and they fit. And even in the places where it should be contradictory, they make it work. And I love that. That's my favorite thing ever. This is my OTP, and you cannot convince me otherwise. Anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. What is your OTP? Do you ship Blitzstone? Do you have like a million ships? Tell me about them. I want to hear. Give me feedback. Let's have a conversation, y'all. You can follow me in the links in the description box below. Be a bro. Share this video with another bro. And if you have not done so yet, subscribe because I make new videos every Monday.